Before we get started, I just want to say that the images I have used in this are not extreme highlights or exaggerated examples. My aim is to give a realistic example of what driving on the coast is like. It's as simple as that. So without any further delay, let's start. Overlooking the Tyrrhenian Sea on Italy's southern coast and part of the Sorrentine Peninsula, the beautiful Amalfi Coast has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1997, but a desired location for visitors for much longer. Its green valleys and dramatic coastline are a magnet for holidaymakers and beach lovers, including visitors who arrive by luxury cruise ships in a variety of forms. The food here is bursting with fresh and vibrant flavours served in wonderful settings. Towns like Atrani, frequently considered one of the most beautiful towns in the world, and the setting for films like The Equalizer 3 are full of character. The entire area is woven with public art and incredible ceramics in glorious small towns and ports. Getting around and visiting their local markets can be a challenge. There are local ferries as well as bus services, but these don't always fit into how you want it to be. This leaves you with the option of car hire. We began our trip by flying into Naples' busy airport, where there is no shortage of car rental companies, with shuttles from the airport to the rental collection area, with some of them being closer than others. Be aware that some companies still require an embossed credit card to leave a deposit with, so check the small print before booking. Also be aware that when the car's description states or similar, that can be a different car, and an upgrade may not be what you want, even if it's free. The Amalfi Coast is not the place for a big car that you are not used to. I would also strongly advise taking out as much insurance and cover that you can get. Before talking about the roads, I want to say something about parking. It can be a nightmare. The roads are tight, and whilst parking is available, it is well monitored and there is a lot of competition for it. Getting a hotel or accommodation that has its own parking is important. Maori has a lovely straight road, and one romanticises about these scenic routes, but read the reviews and bear in mind that many get frustrated behind the wheel and can develop quite an attitude. The roads themselves are a challenge, barely wide enough and full of tight bends. Then they have big buses on them. As well as other large vehicles. The buses can actually be an advantage, as you can use them as a shield to protect you from other oncoming traffic, although that doesn't work for long, or indeed reliably. Of course, there is no shortage of cars, either right up behind you or coming towards you, all wanting that extra bit of space. There are places that have road control areas. This particular one tells me that I can go. The bike, on the other hand, has other ideas. Bikes give you a lot of freedom, but they are also a major stress on the nerves. They cut in close, overtake on blind bends, have little protection, and drive on whatever part of the road they want. and yet can still manage to take a selfie. One thing that can help is the quick suggestion you get by flashing a look towards one of the many mirrors that are on the roadside bends. They are so important, and yet some idiots still vandalise them, putting people's lives at risk. It's not just the coastal road that is a problem. The inner town roads have all the same issues, but from more different directions. Another important factor is that the roads are so narrow, there's no room for pavements, which makes walking on them a real hazard. Obviously, people have to get around, and walking may be the only option. But don't think for 1 minute that means that the pedestrians will consider that they are either in danger or making it more risky for others. Even on blind bends, it is the act of walking in single file that is often ignored, and even if it is observed, it is still a tight squeeze. There's no shortage of people who either do not realise that cars hurt when they hit you or have some form of a death wish. Sadly, that even applies to people who are with young children. The point is that when you are driving, you can have no idea what is around each corner or what stupidity you are going to meet. It is also important to realise that you don't have to have a fatal accident for it to be really bad. If you are on holiday, you don't want to get an injury, and you certainly don't want to get a bill for damaging the car. It begs the question as to why they don't have accidents, and the answer sadly is that they do, and that the emergency services have to get along these roads when it happens. If all this was not enough, there is another strange oddity here. The problem is that you don't know the registration of a hire car until you collect it in advance, so planning can be difficult. But this isn't all year round. When we were there, it was only at weekends, but it is important to know about it before you go.